Hello awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to game number 3 between our two nation war nations. Gonna be Poland Poland versus France. This is game number 3. I hope you have seen the first two. If you haven't, the links to both of those games are in the description below. I am gonna be casting, in this occasion, MarineLord, who is playing Terran. He's representing France and Team Millennium. And his opponent, Nerchio, representing Team Acer and Poland. So it looks like these two are quite friendly, calling him by his name. I think that is his first name. And we're gonna see how this game progresses out. So if you haven't went on one of the previous games, I will assume that you've already seen them. Currently, MarineLord has taken out 2 of Poland's players. So he's doing quite well. Is this gonna be his third, or is he gonna get knocked out in this one? We don't know, and we will continue on to see how exactly that turns out. So it looks like Nerchio deciding to go for a hatchery first. Of course, not expecting any major harassment from our Terran player here. And I have to say that Nerchio and him and his buddy Bly are actually my favorite Zerg players at the moment. From the ones I've cast, I absolutely love these guys. They always put on such an amazing show. And I have to commend the two of them. Really cool. Let's see. Looks like, wow, it triple hatcher or triple barracks coming out from MarineLord. So this is actually looking like a lot of Reaper harassment in the beginning. Obviously, he's gonna want to do a lot of damage with this. If he doesn't manage to do that much damage, then this triple barracks start is gonna start losing him a lot of economy in comparison to Nerchio. Now he does actually have a command center coming down somewhere. Oh sorry, that's the orbital command. My mistake. So no command center yet. I thought that would be a little bit early. And it looks like a few links coming out. That is of course standard. Looks like the Overlord is about to enter the natural here. So, well, this is, I would consider this as a third base. The first base inside would always be considered a natural since it's so easy to defend. And it looks like the Zerglings are setting up for some Reapers. And there they are. They're going to be ready for these guys. Now, one thing to note, that Zerglings are absolutely terrible against Reapers. Particularly when they are still slow Zerglings. So they're a little bit faster on creep, and they're a little bit faster off creep. But by the time they catch up off creep, there's a lot of chances to move off on a cliff, or even just doing counter damage and basically taking them out. So I would have to say that Zerglings are just so useless against Reapers, but as you can see, it does look like MarineLord has decided to go for a few Reapers. This, of course, are not Reapers, Roaches, which of course is a very, very good response for Reapers. Roaches are a lot harder to kite, and you really need some significant numbers to actually take out a Roach. Roach, as far as I can tell, has 145 health. 145 health when you do only 8 damage per hit is quite significant. So of course, not something you want to take on, particularly when I do believe that 4 hits from Roaches, now I can't actually check because it doesn't seem to show here, I think 4 hits from Roaches will one-shot a Reaper. So it's all about focusing down that one unit. Looks like a command center finally coming down here for MarineLord, so deciding to actually double expand off this. So he feels that he's in a good position to expand, and to be honest, he's actually not in a too bad position altogether. His army supply is quite low, but at the same time, he has got the Zerg player contained. Because you see, if these Roaches move out, yeah, these Reapers will not be able to take them on directly, but at the same time, he would be able to do some insane amount of damage inside the main base, and that would pretty much shut down Nerchio altogether. Now, we do have an evolution chamber coming down here as well. Double evolution chamber actually, so probably going to get those 1-1 upgrades very, very soon. Third gas also on the way, so probably going to see Roach Ravager for now. Not really expecting to see anything else for this time. There's not even a layer on the way. And on the Terran side, looks like the third command center is about to complete. Looks like there's actually not even a factory out yet. So at the moment, definitely sticking to that bio. Does start getting the stim pack. And there we go, the factory has now started to go down. So possibly going to see a few medevacs coming out of that a bit later. And these Reapers just being very menacing right now. As you can see, there you go. Every time that these Reapers will get close to the roaches, they will get focused one by one, just to basically take them out. Because of course you don't want to get them, you know, bit of health at a time, because they'll just regenerate it back. And these roaches now looking to be quite menacing here out the front. Does look like we have layer tech being made and another expansion, so this is going to be a third base. Now, funny enough, this third base is actually completed later than MarineLord. So when a Terran player expands before you, it's actually not a great position to be in. It means that your economy is actually quite lacking as a Zerg player. But of course, he has been a little bit contained here. So hopefully going to start to macro up a little bit now. As you can see, he is oversaturating on both of his bases right now, and that is simply in preparation for this base that's coming out. Looks like he has ground melee weapons, one coming out for his unit. So I wonder, is he gonna go ahead and tech crackling and ultralisk out of this? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. Perhaps he's seen this army and thinks that this is going to be a huge bio play. But generally, you don't actually see ground weapons or melee weapons for Zerg that often. Usually you'd see the ranged weapons coming out first, simply for the Roach and Hydras. Mostly for Roach and Ravagers, really. So obviously, based on this, looks like Nerchio is thinking of taking a fourth base very soon. But the Reapers are of course aware of this, so he's going to see when Nerchio is starting to kill these rocks, which to him says, okay, so at this point I'm going to probably need to build a bunch of units, and as soon as that Zerg player expands, he spends a bit of minerals on that and just straight away punish it as hard as I can. So it looks like a double drop here, looks like it's full of Marines only, and a boost also available. These Reapers have been doing a good job at containing the Zerg for now. I don't think at this point they're going to be very, very significant. There we go. This medevac is actually going to get spotted as soon as it comes up. So Nerchio probably going to start streaming his units straight back to the base very shortly. And it does look like all of his Zerglings are now here. So there's not going to be that much that this drop can do. If he gets any bit close to these Zerglings, the Zerglings will be able to take out Marines very, very quickly, one by one. And that of course will deny him the ability to harass. Does look like he's unloaded here, so wonder if he's going to just run his units out here. Very likely to actually happen, since Nerchio's units are very quickly getting distracted on this side. As you can see, there we go, starting to run in here now. They will probably be able to clean up this Zergling army very, very quickly, but at the same time taking so much damage here. Not controlling his Marines very well. It does look like the level 1 armor and damage for the Zerglings did actually pay off there. So with a bit of micro, could have potentially done a bit more, but unfortunately not controlling those to the best of his ability. Probably not paying full attention to them actually. So there we go, we do have an Ultralis Cavern. Now this was the other option, of course, when you're seeing Marines and basically bioplay in general, you just pump out those Ultralisks, get those upgrades, particularly the armor upgrade. Get out the Ultralis Cavern, get out the chitinous plating, and just go balls out damage. At that point, Ultralisks, they absolutely decimate Marines. Now of course there is a response to it, so Ultralisks are not going to basically end the game for the Marine, for the Terran. I just, you know, okay, so I can't kill these things. The response is going to be ghosts, so if MarineLord does spot out that there's an Ultralisk Cavern coming out, he will of course get ghosts. A nice fungal growth going down here. These are not going to be able to load up, cleans them all up and manages to save the hatchery with that as well. Very, very well played here. And it does look like Nerchio is a little bit ahead on supply. That's not a very significant supply, so not hugely important. Does look like he's also put down his overlords here just to basically spot if there's going to be an expansion. If he does see an expansion, then I can't imagine Nerchio letting it go. He would just punish it as hard as he could. And he knows at this point he's moving out here a little bit, being a little bit risky without moving any further. And essentially he saw that he just destroyed 2 drops. He thinks that he is in a good position to take this on. As you can see, he does have Ultras on the way also. Chitinous plating is on the way and level 3 armor is on the way. It's not complete, so he's not going to quite be able to attack just yet. But as you can see, this Marine army quickly coming in here, getting cleaned up. 1 fungal growth pretty much takes care of that. And the Ultras have now been revealed. As you can see, Ghost Academy has been thrown down. So at this point, MarineLord is going to be very quickly preparing his Ghosts. Ghosts, of course, the natural counter to Ultralisks. Simply for that snipe ability, I do believe it's 4 snipes per Ultralisk to take it out. And a very effective skills indeed. It looks like a Spire is coming down, so this could be used for Broodlords. And very likely is indeed going to end in that. Broodlords also very, very good high-tech units. Very expensive, but at the same time they pay off. Very long range siege. And difficult to deal with, especially when you got Ultralisk in the front. So the way the current Zerg meta seems to work is you make Ultralisks, sorry, at the late game I mean. So Ultralisks, Broodlords and Queens. Queens are just there to transfuse the Ultralisks and consistently keep them alive. And what that does is it gives the Broodlords plenty of time to actually do damage. Not to forget that Ultras themselves do a ton of damage as well. It's 45 damage, I think, fully upgraded. Looks like this drop here being a little bit menacing. Not going to be able to do much. There is a few spine crawlers being thrown down already. Now with 8 Marines, these spine crawlers here will be able to defend up against that even without these Zerglings. Now just to mention also, when you have a bunch of ghosts like this, the best thing for the Terran player to do is to try to force the Ultralisk to move away from the Broodlords. Ultralisk, of course, are much faster than Broodlords. And as you can see now, snipes are going to be going down. These units are going to be taken out very slowly. And a nice little choke here actually for MarineLord, taking out so many units. I think he's in a commanding position right now. These Zerglings will, of course, change the tide of that. And as you can see, forcing these Zerg units back. The Zerglings are a little bit late. If they were a bit faster and came around the back here, he'd definitely be able to take the Terran army on. But as they were a bit late, didn't quite make it, and forced to back off. Now, there we go. It does look like the Greater Spire is being morphed in here. So, of course, MarineLord is going to be aware of it. Now, he has actually seen this. So, he's going to be in quite a commanding lead. Is going to easily snipe off this hatchery as well. So, no chance of that being saved. Doesn't actually manage to cancel it either. Here we go. There is a few Corruptors on the field also. So, this is going to be quite nice for him. Going to be able to clean up some of these medevacs as well. Fungal growth's thrown down, and Corrosive Bile's going to clean that up. Very, very well played here by Nerchio. So Nerchio in quite a heavy supply lead. Look at that, 186 to 116. In terms of economy, they are actually quite even. So this one planetary fortress here is actually keeping that economy rolling. So that's quite nice for him. There's a Zergling run by here, started to take care of that wall, and there we go. GG has been called. Nerchio takes game number 3, finally putting Poland on the score board. So that's pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Let's roll on with the outro, that is. As I said at the start of this game, Nerchio is one of those Zerg players that always does put on a good show, managing to get those Ultras out just on time and basically just steamrolling into the bio army of MarineLord. So very well played, finally manages to take him out, so no third game for him. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in game number 4, where we're going to see if Poland goes for a 2-2, or if it's going to be a 3-1 to France. See you guys next time.